Hello, this is Michael Huffman here in Papillion, Nebraska. I'm currently the head football coach, health, and physical education instructor at Bellevue West High School. The relationship-driven classroom was yet another powerful step in my journey to be the best teacher and coach possible for my student athletes. There are numerous strategies that I'm going to incorporate in my day-to-day actions as the head football coach at Bellevue West, along with my time as a physical education and weightlifting instructor at the high school. The ideas shared by Dr. Cohen, one of my favorites, Bruce Brown, Gene Strait, and Sherry Cole will undoubtedly help my efforts in achieving our goals of being the best football program and best school in the state of Nebraska. Dr. Cohen stressed the importance of communication throughout your team. I feel I do a super job of getting across my expectations to the kids in our program. They know where they sit. I do it in a positive manner. I do not have any problems with redirecting a kid or bringing them in and visiting about the things that they need to be doing to ensure their chances of success in helping our football team. But I do need to do a better job with my coaching staff. We have had the same staff in place for all 3 years, and unfortunately over the course of this offseason, there have been some things that have been slipping. After reading the chapter on communication, along with a couple of the coaching clinics I've went to this winter, it's important that we have a yearly meeting with the staff so we can reiterate what is important to our guys, okay? What is important that we give to our student athletes. And as harsh as it may sound, it's important that if they are unable due to family requirements or just unwilling to do these certain standards in the off season, we're going to need to make some changes so that we're giving the best possible help to our student athletes so we can get the best out of them. It's not going to be an easy thing to do, but it's something I need to do and be a better communicator as a head coach. Bruce Brown, along with Dennis Parker, are easily my favorite presenters in the Educational Resources of Minnesota's program. I just relate with them really well. Dennis Parker would be my number one, but Bruce Brown, I really believe in a lot of things that he says. And in his presentation on the impact of trust, he brought up body language. I learned many years ago to tame my tongue, and that's easy. You know, you have a buffer period before you see the kid from whatever happened out on the field. But he really brought to my attention body language. And most of the time I do a really good job. But I can think back to a handful of times over the course of the season that maybe we made a poor choice or a poor play. And, you know, my hands might have went up and smacked my head. Or I might have bent over and looked at the ground. And although I didn't say anything or yell or do anything like that, if that kid happened to be looking at that particular time, I would have sent a negative message to him. And regardless of what I would have said to that young man when he got to the sideline, you wouldn't be eliminating the visual message that I sent immediately. So I really need to work on that and make sure that I am not sending negative messages to the kids through my body language. Bruce Brown refers to fearless competitors in both the Impact of Trust and Raising a Confident Athlete videos, and that is definitely a strong suit of our program. We build in certain aspects in our plays where our kids are allowed to take shots, you know, to be football players, to be hashtag playmakers in purple. And we do a great job of letting kids do that, letting them play. You know, our big thing is you need to be playing with your hair on fire, okay, with the skin peeling from your eyeballs. And if you make a mistake, then you make it full throttle. And we can live with the results because nobody makes a mistake on purpose. Now, if someone's going to be doing something over and over and over again, like Bruce references, there's a difference in missing a block than continually blocking the wrong player. We're going to replace the kid that's making the same mistake over and over again. But we tell our kids all the time, and I firmly believe it because we play in a super tough conference and a super tough part of the state, that you're going to play other great teams that have great players. And there's going to be downs where you get beat. But at the end of the night, when we compile all the downs together, you have to win more downs than you lose. And if you're doing that, our chances of success are much greater. And when it's all said and done, you just ask yourself the question, did you leave it all on the field today? Did you play as hard as you could? And if that is the case, we can live with it. We're going to hold our heads high regardless of the outcome. In the video, Understanding Memory by Jean Strait, her concept of engaging multiple senses to help with memory really got my wheels a spinning. We do a thing before every game in the team room where I've got explosions in the sky, the music from the series Friday Night Lights playing. You know, I've got all the lights off, and the only light on there is a safety light, so the room is barely illuminated at night. And I go in and out of the rows of desks and change the inflection of my voice, and we talk about what needs to be done. You know, we're not talking about plays. We're talking about the things that we can control, our heart playing for each other, you know, our effort. You know, how hard are you willing to play for the guy next to you, and can you do it down and down again? You know, your attitude, are you going to be positive even when things aren't going our way? And then in toughness, you know, are you going to do the things that are necessary for us to be successful? And we end it all the time, you know, we got to have a blast while doing it because football is fun and the kids will yell and they'll go out. But, you know, we do a season-ending reflection that the boys filling out, and the number of kids that bring up the part about the team room, it's amazing. And I really think Jean Strait's notion of the senses playing into the kids' memories is what makes that such a powerful and positive memory of playing football for Bellevue West. The final strategy is really neat because I'm from Nebraska, so I've seen this tunnel walk 100 times watching Nebraska football, and I guess it never came to me. And I like the idea of introducing those kids at Barr Middle School to the high school, or to the junior high, because that can be a real intimidating atmosphere. Well, no different than the ninth graders coming to high school football. So what I'm going to do is on that first day, our ninth graders practice separate. I'm going to line up all our 10th through 12th grade players, and we're going to make a tunnel. And we're going to welcome those ninth graders as they come out of their locker room up to their practice field. Have Metallica's Enter Sandman blasting in the background, just like we do when we enter the football field. And I think this is going to be a way to welcome the ninth graders to our football program, get them jacked up, get them excited, and know that they are part of something bigger than themselves, and that if they work their tails off, that pretty soon they're going to be out there underneath the Friday Night Lights being hashtag playmakers in purple. The relationship-driven classroom delivered as I expected, man. I mean, I've taken multiple of your courses now. You guys do a great job giving us meaningful things that we can make us better both in the classroom, on the football field, in the weight room. And I look forward to implementing these strategies and seeing our young players and students at Bellevue West flourish as a result of taking part in this course. Thank you so much.